All right. Welcome to EIPIP meeting number 124. This is issue number 1934 on Ethereum/PM GitHub repository. On agenda, we have call for inputs, editors discussion, and some discussions from the previous meeting, along with the EIP's insight for the month. We are joined by various editors, so without further ado, let's get started with call for input. I know I usually call Sam to maybe talk about call for input. Sam, if you would not mind taking care of this, happy to jump
Absolutely.
in whenever needed. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So first one up is the links to Unicode technical standards. There are 2 pull requests that need to be approved. It's a comment on the call for input. Please take a look when you get the chance. Adding associate EIP editors. Oh, I guess this one finished. Yeah, so it looks like I'll be closing this in favor. We'll be adding a new tier of editors. Next up, we have removing the online serial from the citation. This one closes on March 7th, so please leave your comments if you care. Next up, we have a status tag in citation.
Maybe I can provide some
Yeah,
background right over here. So this PR was created in order to fix a bug, which is here. Which was detected in the last meeting, saying that we are not having the citation as per the status. It is only showing the draft in the uh, proposal, but it was suggested that we should fix this, and I kind of made this PR to fix the issue. Now the PR shows status as per it, but based on the previous meeting suggestion, I removed it for living and final EIPs and kept it for review and any other status it is. It was reviewed by Gachinder Singh in the last meeting, and he had a different idea, um, he suggests that we should be having this citation for all other status except for living and final. So people should know that the proposal is not ready. So this call for input is requesting editors to share their thought, like what is the consensus, like where should we head this PR to? Should it be only for living and final, or should it be for everything else but living and final? Yeah, I don't see any comments yet, so editors might take a look and provide their input on that.
Yes, just to ask, like this is on the EIP's website then, right? To add this status to the citation.
That's correct, yes. So this is like on eips.ethereum.org. So if we look at any proposal, earlier it was showing draft for all of them. I think it should be showing it right now as well, eips.ethereum.org. If we go, it should be showing draft for all of them. Yes, so if we can see, it is showing draft, even if this proposal EIP1 is in final status. So that was a bug that was detected earlier, and this PR is an effort to fix this bug. And the question here is under what status we want this to be displayed. Should it be for living or final, or should it be for everything but living and final? I hope I answered your question. Okay, cool. Yeah, kindly take a look, and based on the decision, we should be in a position to either merge this one or fix the PR to show whatever is decided here. Going on to the last call for input, it is about an informational EIP. While merging is not dependent on the decision, this is about the general decision. because this PR is to be merged the proposal into draft category. But the question that was asked by editor in one of the office hour was, should this PR head to final or to living status? This is an informational EIP. Yeah, I think I have received one or two responses here. It would be nice to have more editors' response right over here. Like what do we think in general, like the status for such peers, such EIPs should be?
Do we anticipate changing them in the future? I think between living and final status, the difference is the expectation of whether that EIP's content will be legitimately updated over time. Are we seeing that in this particular EIP?
Apparently, yes, because this is upgrade nomenclature proposal. So it suggests that like how historical Ethereum upgrades were named. But I understand that in the
Makes
past,
sense.
editors had this preference of not having a living proposal because it would be a good idea to have the proposal reach to a status and kept as a standard. So that's the confusion here.
I don't have a preference for this particular one. I think it has some standing to be living. It also can just be a historical information. So I'll defer to other EIP editors. I think the default will be final, right?
Mhm.
If no one has a strong preference, the default will be final. So yeah, what do other editors think?
I'm in favor of going to final whenever possible. I think we can make exceptions for our own internal documents because we have a process for editing them. But for external documents, I don't think we should give them living status.
I hear when you say internal, you mean governance documents. And
yeah, stuff where we are the authors, like EIP editors are the authors.
And it governs the EIP process, like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
handbook and the EIP one.
Yep.
Sounds good. I think that's a good line to think.
I would appreciate adding comments so we know that this proposal is heading towards final. That's what I have added as an context because we see this proposal 6953, which kind of documents the historical upgrade activation trigger point, and it has reached to the status of final. So it should be fine. I just wanted to have clarity so we know where we are headed.
I think I'm inspired by Sam's comment. One, in addition to whether there's an expectation of the EIP being updated in the future, our editing model, our authoring model require authors to be involved, either approved or most likely to write them themselves. So if an EIP is living, supposedly some living organizations who pledge and commit to further maintain them will have to be there in place to kind of further update them. And then these group organizations should be the author. So I think that is what Sam's comment about internal basically has inspired me to think. So I think this one now seems to have a stronger reason to be final, actually.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Cool. So yeah, please take a look and add your input so that can be closed as needed. And for the overdue, Sam, you can perhaps add the decision and close it. Moving ahead, the next one is overwhelming GitHub mention, the problem and possible solution. I have just picked it up this morning. I wonder what editors think about the problem. I understand with like close to 600 PRs, including both EIP and ERC repositories, editors are getting pinged to every PR. do we
Yes,
have thoughts?
just
Yes.
to add on, or like, because I just raised it on Discord, because like you get emails, and that's not like the way I usually check like my GitHub activities, but now that I'm the EVBot mentions like all the EIP editors, so I get like a mention all the time. So also on mobile I get a ping, and this is starting to get very overwhelming, because I'm also realizing that I'm now starting to miss mentions on other repositories. Like, okay, can you review this, or can you comment on this? And that's not very nice, because these are like I would say that these are somewhat like more urgent, that these need immediate attention. So yeah, and I also saw that that Sam as maybe a way to fix this, but yeah, wondering how the other editors tackle this the problem of the overwhelming mentions of the EIPs. Okay. Oh, I can maybe just ignore. Oh, right. I'm not sure why I didn't check this earlier. Yeah, that makes a lot
there's
of
a way to
sense.
do
I
it
will.
on GitHub.
Yeah.
All right.
I basically give up using email notice as a notification. I have my filter that I will go to, and if that helps, I can share my filter URL of what I would like to review, like what's my pending box for the EIPs to be review. And there are a bunch of other tools too. Email is not like very helpful in this cases because of the way how the notification was generated there per repository, right? And then you have that anyway. Yeah, no, configure your email inbox filter, or use like advanced tools. I think it's more proper. Like, you won't have the problem if you're an author, but you will have this problem when you are an editor. An editor is probably the only one that's being spammed across all the EIP and ERCs.
Yeah. So a follow-up question, like, would there be, because like if someone would mention me on an EIP or an ERC, then I would like a notification. But not the notification, because that's an actual problem, or the cause, I would say, that EVBot mentions the EIP editors for in most cases, and I would like to, I think, disable those notifications. And I'm not sure if you want to change the bot, because I think it is also like helpful, because you won't get a ping always, because like if an EIP editor needs to look at it, it would also be nice to filter on these mentions. But so specifically to not get a mention when EVBot mentions you, but to be able to search these kind of mentions, so that you know, okay, I need as an editor to take a look at this, if that makes sense.
Sam, what do you think?
I mean, personally, like, I would just remove the @ from the editor editor usernames in the bot. I think like, I think we all know that we all need to look at EIP or at these pull requests, because then regular notifications would become useful again. I don't think it's at all useful to @ editors on every pull request.
I have a thought on this. Like, I was also thinking how to maybe handle this problem. I was wondering, like, if the bot do not instantly add editors when a PR comes into a repo, it should when the PR is actually ready for editor's review. For example, there are so many PRs which only requires, like, first requires one of the author's approval and then editor's notification to get it merged. So if that can be adjusted in this way, that editors do not get ping if a PR has to ping authors first. So yeah, that could be one way. But again, the solution that Sam is suggesting would be way more better, because then in that case, editors won't get any ping. The one downside that I see at this point is like if editors are not being pinged on that, maybe the author wouldn't know whom to ping in if he wants someone's attention. Like, yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah, what we maybe can do there, because I think when I just think about like 2 minutes more, that maybe indeed the bot, so like we moved the mentions from there, but as you mentioned, Pooja, that it's very nice that the EIP authors also know who to approach. What we can do is just put it like into the backticks. Maybe that's also what Sam already meant, such that it is clear who you should approach, but it will not create like this notification or this actual mention.
Yeah, maybe when we are considering fixing the bot, we can perhaps update the message instead of doing an add to the editor. A bot can just send a generic message as a comment saying that if you need help, you can reach out to these editors, but that is like backtick. So editors do not get pinged, but authors should know whom to ping if required.
Yeah, that'd be easy enough.
Cool. So we are looking for some edits in bot here, and perhaps this would help resolve the problem for editors. And thank you so much for bearing the pain for so long. I understand there's a lot of notification going on. Every time the bot is triggered, you are getting a notification. All right, let's move ahead. The next one is PRs for editors review and consensus. I forgot why I added it specifically. Okay, so it seems like, okay, my question here was like, this is 3 text for EIP 7904, but it did not ping the author of 7904. It only pinged all the editors. So that was my very first question. And again, that is pinged for editors. So if this is something that editors would want to maybe take a look at it
This
today.
is they're only editing an asset file, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a bug already open in the bot for this. We just haven't had the chance to look at it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in this case, we are just waiting for asset, and I believe there are some typos are also being addressed here. So in this case, do we not need author's permission at all?
We should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then in that case, I think that the bot should also ping author, which it failed to do here. Maybe an
Yeah,
exception.
there's a bug in the architecture. Well,
Yeah.
not a bug, but there's poor architecture in the bot where it can't figure out what EIP this belongs to. That's why it just pings all the editors.
Got it. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Just wanted to surface this issue again. The next one is okay. So next one is again pinged to editors only. And I noticed that one editor says that this is fine, but obviously we'll be waiting for other editors to maybe take a look at it. So whenever you get a chance, maybe take a look and do the needful for this particular PR. There are a bunch of typos that I have added, which ideally should require consensus from editors, but there is this one which suggests that the author does not want this to be merged. Like he says that editors, please close it. I request editors to please close this PR. So maybe this can be easily closed because he seems to be one of the author of this proposal. And otherwise, depending upon editors, taking a look at rest of the PRs, these can be handled either closed or merged. So these are like low hanging. We can close all of them
Sure.
or merge. Yeah, whatever works. Thank you, Sam. Moving on to the next item, it is like updates on
Sorry.
Yes.
One question. So is there like, because we have like a merge command for the if bot, so that's like reviewing. I think you have to also approve the review, but and say something like looks good to me. But is there also a way to instruct the bot to close a PR?
There is not. Generally speaking, there's the stale bot that'll eventually come along and close it. But that's about it.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I wanted to have this conversation. In fact, I had a little bit of it with the DAI team of Ethereum Foundation last week in Denver. I have a proposal like we should come up with different agents that can help editors. I could think of 3 or 4 agents. One could be the reviewer agent, which actually reviews these kind of PRs and be able to close it on its own by having a policy in place. So if we have a policy saying that if there is anything which is typo and that is a legitimate typo and we would want that to be merged, we don't need to necessarily wait for anybody's permission. The this agent can do that. So that would definitely reduce the dependency. Or if we would still want that editor should have a look, at least this agent can flag it. We don't have to wait for another editor to flag it with the limitation of post merge permission. We can have this agent flag it, and whenever editor is taking a look at those list of PRs, they can merge it. So there are a few ideas I would love to share, but it seems like there are other priorities. So just taking a step back right here, but wanted to share it would be a good idea to have different bots added to the EIP repository. Might be helpful.
Yeah, for the bots, I think you like you mentioned agents, so I'm going to assume that these are like AI bots. I don't think I will be comfortable with like giving these AI bots or agents the rights to actually close PRs, or like in general like rights on the EIP repository.
Yeah, I would give I would love an AI agent that can take care of the low-hanging review fruit, but anything that closes a PR or merges a PR should still be a human's job.
Yeah, right. And that's why the other proposal was like, even if we don't want to get it closed, at least it should create a label and just keep on labeling it all by itself. We don't have to have human intervention to add the label. It can be done by agent. Well, we hope we have some help on that side, having some agents added to help review these proposals. Okay, moving on to the next one, updates on topics from earlier meetings. I don't know if we have any update on this side, as we understand that there are only a few number of editors having the force merge permission, and that kinds of increase the open PRs number. Wondering if there is any thoughts on having more editors in, or if it is still a work in progress, we should be fine.
I think that because like one of the EIPs which you just so these typo PRs like the 78731 like the alpha already request like closing. I think it would be great if we can also add to the bot that it can handle this. I'm not really sure how to do this, like because it should not scan for certain text. I think maybe like the cleanest way to do it will be to let an alpha make a review, signal like request changes, and then scan forward like close this EIP or something like that. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I can think of multiple areas where bot can be helpful with limited permission. We do not want to replace editors with bots, but we would want that these bots be helpful to editors and they make their life easier.
Yeah, because like so the bot now handles that if an author of an EIP, so it's like an external contribution to an EIP, so that's contribution from someone who is not an author, and if an author then reviews and approves it, then it will get merged, which is fine. But it should also have like a way for authors to close it, I think. Like it's,
Yeah. All right. Moving to the next one. It is coming from an older EIP office hour. I suppose the request there was to have a collection of EIP documentation formats for test cases and reference implementation. Recently, we have added this contributing.md that talks about the normal contributors' norms and editors like do's, don'ts, and everybody's do's, don'ts, so people can take a look. But we still do not have a placeholder for documentation of this test cases and reference implementation. Do we see a best place to keep it somewhere? Do we think we can add it on EIP template or contributing MD, or have a separate file altogether that new authors may be able to refer to?
Sorry, I missed. What content are we deciding to put in a file?
So in one of the earlier meetings where new contributors are joining the EIP documentation, they are wondering if they can get some references of implementation, like how they should write it down, the test cases and things on documentation, EIP document. Yes.
I feel like that belongs in contributing. I think that makes sense.
Okay. Okay, then we can create a section for these and iterate on that, try to come up with some templates that can be used as like guidelines or best practices that people should use for adding their reference implementation in test cases. Okay, so the next one is
Pooja, I like to be involved in that. I'm actually pushing for sharing more reference implementation, especially from non-authors. So yeah, if there is any link or discussion thread I should be on, love to be on there. Can you
Sure.
ping me on Discord?
Yeah, sure. That would be great. Thank you so much. I'll reach out.
Thank you.
All right, so the next one is action items from last meeting. I'm just taking a quick look if there is anything pending. Most likely we have finished up on all of those. So if there is anything pending, we can get back or maybe added it into the next meeting agenda. Okay, and observation from incoming PRs, we already have discussed that. Yes, I'm looking for more editors to please sign up for office hour. I guess we don't have it for March 3rd and 10th. So if any editor is available, please add yourself to this document. We would love to have more signups on this. Next is EIPS Insight. Let me quickly check if the team member is around. Yes, I see Dhanush on the call. Dhanush, would you want to maybe talk about
Sure.
the comments that you have added? Yes, please take it from here.
Yes. Hey everyone, I'm Dhanush from the EIPIS Insight team, and we wanted to quickly walk you through a few updates from our side and get your feedback. So I would like to share my screen just a minute. And yeah, so yeah, the first thing was, so the very first thing is the new board that we are proposing. So this this particular board section, instead of relying on the labels, it distributes the open PRs into few content filters, which is a process type. So it has these filters which distributes the open PRs, which needs editor review according to typo, new EIP status change, website, and tooling. Tooling basically has all the add folders or bumps or CI/CD pipeline changes. So yeah, and the EIP one consists of all the changes which is done in the EIP one particularly. And there's one more filter which is content edit, which basically distributes the it is a filter which distributes EIP, the PR into changes which is done in the EIP content of the proposal. So yeah, we have this new board section, and it has a few other filters like which if the PR is waiting for more than 30 days, or if it's between 14 to 30 days, or it's a relatively new PR. So I would want your comments or maybe review or your feedbacks on this particular board section.
The priority filters, is that based on like when the PR was created or when the last reviewable event happened?
It's basically in response to last reviewable action. For example, if it's
Okay,
reviewed
perfect.
or commented or something like that. So yeah, that's one action. Any other feedbacks?
Looks great so far. I'll take a look at it when I
Yeah,
go through and
sure,
start reviewing.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so next item we have is basically we made this new contributor analysis pages, which basically shows everything, every activity that a contributor has done, be it an editor, be it a reviewer, or be it a normal contributor. So basically we have this timeline filters, which is 30 days last month, last year, and we custom range too. So I'll basically put it on 30 days for now. So it has repository breakdown, how many commits, how many PRs, how many reviews, and how many comments have been done in each repository. And we have this recent activities, which shows what last comment, the last review, and we have the distribution across all the repository. And the most highlight thing is the ranking, which we have here. So it's based on the total score. Total score is basically what we have done is we have scored everything, the whole activity, comments, be it commits, be it reviews and everything. So yeah, we can change the distribution across the total activities, or maybe pull requests, the most pull requests and the most reviews also. So yeah, we have this thing here. And another thing is we have this whole contributor space, so we can basically search a contributor for example Sam, we can put it here, and we can go through the profile, and we have this activity timeline thing which shows the whole timeline, whatever. So this is, so yeah, this updated every 6 to 7 hours, I believe. So yeah, uh, that was this, everything about this page. So yeah, any reviews and feedbacks?
I want to say thank you. This is great contributions to all the teammates who created this board and a contributor analysis. This is wonderful.
Yep,
Keep
thank
it
you
up.
so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess one maybe point that I believe the team would be looking for a decision is like, as of now, we do have two links, one for EIP boards, which was there in place, and one is boards new. So if editors feel comfortable, then they can perhaps switch boards new as the main board, and we can replace the old one with the existing one. And this is good. This is something new addition. Thank you for sharing.
Yep. So yeah, next I would like to show the insight for February month. So we have 10 draft EIPs, one in ERC, and we have three ERCs on review status, three on last call, and so, yeah, pretty much that. Yeah, and there are three EIPs under EIP, three EIP in final status, and two ERCs on the final status, and three got into stagnant. Three EIP got into stagnant, and one ERC on the withdrawn. And the leaderboard shows like this, the top top editor is G11 Tech, and yeah, that is pretty much it for this month's insight. Thank you for having me.
I have one question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Um, uh, in Denver, I met so many people, and there was this one question that was asked by someone, and I would be curious to have the answer. Like, in every upgrade, we have a bunch of EIPs getting into the upgrade, like as core proposal. Is there
Mhm.
a way to find the number of um, authors who are
Mhm.
outside the client development team and their proposal are getting into the upgrade? Why this is required? We want to understand like how good process is understood outside the client team, like they know how network upgrade happens so they can work with the process, but are there contributors who are not the part of client team yet they are contributing, and we would love to reach out to them to understand if they understand the process as well.
Yeah, we can pretty much have it. Uh, yeah, I mean, yeah, we will surely look into it. Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I'm happy to maybe help you around like identifying who the authors are not part of client team, because I don't think it is being captured by the normal .md file right now. But if we can come up with some ideas, some processes around that, that would be super helpful. It helps to understand we are decentralized.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll look into this.
Cool, cool. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe to mention, like, we also have Charles Cooper, for instance. Charles Cooper is a developer for Viper, so that's technically not a client developer, but very close to the process. I think that maybe there may be like two things. Like, we should have like an entry point for people who want to contribute. And I think like EIP1 is already a great start, but it might look a little bit, very daunting because it is like a very big document. And the other thing is that it is also maybe a bit scary to get into this process because you have these calls and then there are all these client developers, and that might be very or somewhat scary to join. That's also like maybe the more human part of it, and that's maybe also something we should figure out if this is actually an issue, and if that's the case, how we could address this.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So there is currently like two different things that goes in parallel when an EIP is being documented, drafted, and considered for upgrade. One is EIP status, and another one is EIP stages. And I see that this line is blurred. There's a kind of gradient that is there when it is only being discussed among the client teams. But it would be a good idea to have a fine line so any external contributor should also be able to understand that. All right, I think that is pretty much it for today's agenda. I wonder if anyone has anything else to add, share, discuss, or maybe propose for the next meeting consideration. All right. It seems like we are pretty contented with where we are right now. I would really appreciate editors taking a look at all open call for input so we be in a position to close them on time. And please also take a look at the schedule for next office hour. If you find yourself available, please add yourself. Thank you all for joining us here today. See you in the next call. Have a great rest of the day, everyone.